Hola amigos, yo soy Javi y esto es VirtualVision VR. Como siempre, espero que estéis bien. Y si no, mucha fuerza para todos. Hoy tenemos día de planetario. Sí, nos vamos a ir al Home Star a ver uno de esos vídeos del planetario. Hoy nos toca el Milky Way, es decir, de la Vía Láctea. Lo vais a flipar. Está chulísimo. Ya sabéis que está todo en inglés, pero se entiende perfectamente. Así que, sin más dilación, ¡adelante vídeo!
In today's VR celestial tour, we'll set out to explore night on the Milky Way train. The Milky Way train was ridden by Giovanni and Campanella in this Japanese children's story. Let us jump into this curious and wonderful tale right now. This Milky Way station, Cygnus, is the first on this train journey. The station is clearly marked by the super bright Deneb. It's almost time to depart. But don't rush. Running on the platform can be dangerous. Let's move on to the next stop on our trip. Take a look. Can you see the large cross in the sky? The stars of Cygnus form a large cross-like shape. There is a custom of offering a prayer to this large cross before setting out on the Milky Way train. What will you pray for? Safety on your journey? Or perhaps a dream come true? You can ask for anything you want, but be quick, you don't want to miss a thing. The Albireo Observatory is coming into view. This is the observatory of the Milky Way. Two large spheres of topaz and sapphire rotate around the top of the black building. This is the beak of Cygnus, but when you look closely, you can see that there are actually two stars overlapping. The two balls on the top of the building are these two stars. These are binary stars that orbit each other, but it is only fairly recently that we learned this. From long ago, long before we knew, these two stars circled each other, observing the Milky Way. The train will now continue south along the Milky Way. The Milky Way gets its name from its white appearance, reminiscent of flowing milk, but it is, of course, just a collection of stars. Giovanni was too embarrassed to say so, but we've often wondered too, how are there really that many stars up there? Oh, look! Can you see those glittering fish? Those fish are the M7 star cluster. When observed through binoculars, they appear as a cluster of brilliant blue stars. Next, we can see twin star palaces on a hill. Two beautiful palaces of crystal are the two stars that make up the end of Scorpius's tail. These glittering palaces look great side by side. This red star is known as the fire of Scorpius. The scorpion once ate many living creatures to survive, but when it fled to escape being eaten itself, he slipped and fell down a well. As it sank, the scorpion realized the hypocrisy in its life. It was happy to eat to survive, but refused to be eaten for the survival of another. I wish I'd given up my own body for the sake of others, it cursed. God heard its thoughts and the body of the scorpion suddenly burned ablaze, becoming a great light in the night sky. This is what created the great red star of Antares in Scorpius. It stands out in the dark sky and illuminates the darkness for all to see. The train continues further south toward the Southern Cross. We are now moving below the horizon. Our journey will take us to the southern skies that we can't see from where we inhabit. We're finally here. This is the Southern Cross. This constellation was first commented on by sailors navigating the great seas. It is actually a part of Centaurus, but it is now a constellation in its own right. Did you know of the Centaurus festival before today? It is a galactic event where the streets are lit blue and snake gourds are floated down the river. That is how the constellation of Centaurus got its name. Centaurs with their half-man, half-horse bodies were known for enjoying a drink or two. They would drink plenty of their favourite liquor on the festival named after them. Next, near the Southern Cross, is the coal sack that Campanella saw. Look how dark the coal that spills from it is. This is where dark matter blocks the light of the stars. It's enchanting, don't you think? Almost as if it's sucking you in. Now we reach the climax of our journey along the Milky Way. These are the Magellanic Clouds. Giovanni disembarked from the train and, having seen them, felt he knew the world a little better. These great Magellanic Clouds are the closest galaxy to our own. Maybe, one day, other humans will be able to visit them too. With that, we have reached the final destination of this trip. Did you enjoy your railroad journey across the Milky Way? I'm sure it must have left some sort of impression on you. I hope to see you again soon.
Bueno amigos, ¿qué os ha parecido? Como siempre, un ratillo espectacular en el planetario. Inmersivo total. Bueno, y con esto terminamos. Como siempre, si os ha gustado el vídeo, darle a me gusta y compartirlo a tope. Y si no estáis suscritos, ¿a qué esperáis? ¡Suscribiros! Un abrazo fuerte y mucha fuerza para todos.